For my readers, thank you for following me into the dark. Content Advisory. This book includes descriptions of assault and murder. Please listen with care. July 12th, 2018. At first, Aspen isn't sure what's woken her in the middle of the night. Then comes the soft padding of footsteps on sand outside her tent. Then breathing, just loud enough to compete with the ever-present drone of Whitewater rapids shooting through the canyon at Anvil Falls, downriver from the campsite. She sighs, more annoyed than worried. With 16 people crammed onto the narrow stretch of sandy shoreline above Anvil Falls, disturbances like this happen a dozen times each night. There's always somebody snoring, flopping around in their sleeping bag, trying to kill a spider in the dark, or wandering around with a full bladder. Moonlight and shadow play across the wall of Aspen's billowing nylon tent, revealing the outline of broad shoulders, someone's head. It's one of the men who make up half the group on this trip, she decides. I swear to God, if you pee right here. She shifts in her sleeping bag and glares at the shadow hovering beside her tent. Not sure how to finish the thought. Yelling at a rafting guest would probably earn Idaho Thrills a 1-star review on Yelp, a surefire way to ensure she doesn't get invited back to guide again. And as much as some parts of the job suck, she's desperate to be back on the river next summer. Despite working dawn to dusk, long days rowing until her arms ache, the constant preparing of bulk, mediocre food in heavy Dutch ovens, the inevitable second-degree sunburns, cleaning up after guests, and rescuing obnoxious kids who jump out of the raft for a swim just before a Class 4 rapid, she wouldn't change a thing. Being on the Garnet River, especially the Middle Fork, and getting paid for it, is everything she's ever wanted. Aspen would never be able to afford a trip like this at 20 years old. Hell, even her parents can't afford a trip like this, and they're full-on adults. Aspen doesn't realize she's fallen back asleep until she wakes again to more footfalls. Her eyes fly open just in time to see the shadow slip sideways, out of view. Her annoyance flares again. Has it been 2 minutes or 20? Is it the same guy she saw before? And most importantly, is he gone now? When she strains to listen, the faint sound of breathing is her answer. Whoever it is, they aren't leaving. At least they aren't peeing, though. Aspen sighs and sits up in her sleeping bag, fully awake now, and debating opening the tent flap. Maybe the dude is sleepwalking? Is she obligated to try to wrangle this person back into their tent? This isn't my problem, she decides. If she hears somebody go splashing into the water, then she'll intervene. It's her second summer guiding for Idaho Thrills, and even though the Middle Fork trip is the most exclusive and expensive adventure the outfitter offers, she's camped here at Camas Creek above Anvil Falls at least a half-dozen times now. Despite the roaring Whitewater downriver, the beach is a small but safe harbor. The brightly colored passenger rafts and gear boats are banked on the sand nearby. 20 yards behind the camp, the beach dead ends into a sheer canyon wall that stretches 30 stories straight up. Unless you're a mountain goat, there's nowhere to go. Aspen lies back down, easing herself into her still warm sleeping bag and closing her bleary eyes. She forces herself to visualize tomorrow's stretch of river, running through the possible challenges and eliminating them one by one. But before she can finish the first set of Whitewater, the scritch of nylon, followed by a soft metallic jingling sound, sends her eyes flying open again. A hand, a dark shadow, is fumbling with the zipper of her tent. The entry flap parts